The world's biggest polluters make new promises to cut greenhouse gas emissions.
This is an ambitious goal, but it is an achievable goal.
A man and a woman shot dead near the Murray River town of Moama. Construction company Grocon indicates it may plead guilty to safety breaches over the fatal Swanson Street wall collapse. And cries for help from angry investors who say they were ruined by the collapse of agribusiness Timber Corp.
Originally, our loan amount was for $25,000. As it stands today, it's more than $200,000.
Good evening, Ian Henderson with ABC News. The leaders of the world's two biggest polluters are now taking the lead on climate change. In a landmark agreement, the United States and China have announced ambitious targets to cut greenhouse emissions. The presidents of the two countries made their announcement in Beijing, from where the ABC's Stephen McDonnell reports.
All week, the locals have been talking about the clean air in the Chinese capital. With factories closed and half the cars off the road, the sky's been nicknamed...
Was unaware of his alleged previous connections. The Premier has welcomed his departure. The US Navy operative who claims to have killed Osama bin Laden has gone public with his story. But some of Robert O'Neill's former colleagues are questioning his version of events and his reasons for speaking out. From Washington, Ben Knight reports.
Robert O'Neill is not the first member of SEAL Team 6 to talk about the bin Laden raid, but he is
unlawful. Consumer groups are hoping the other big banks will follow NAB's lead and decide to settle. To finance now, and new figures today show wages growth has stagnated and consumer sentiment remains gloomy. Meanwhile, the local share market went backwards as investors sold off bank and resource stocks. Here's Alan Kohler.
Well, it doesn't augur well for a big Christmas this year for retailers. The ABS's wage index went up 0.6% in the September quarter, which means the year-on-year rise in national wages. Computer share also fell after its AGM. BHP and CBA led the resources and banks lower, and Horizon went up after its AGM. And that's finance.
In the AFL, stand-in coach Mark Thompson has parted company with Essendon after failing to agree on a new role with the club. Thompson coached Geelong to 2 premierships and led Essendon to the finals this season. He was filling in for James Hird, who was serving a league-imposed ban for his role in Essendon's 2012 supplements program. But Hird is now set to resume coaching duties, and the club released a statement today confirming it could find no suitable position for Thompson. Essendon CEO Xavier Campbell said it was a difficult decision, but in the best interests of both parties. And now with the weather, here's Paul Higgins.
In a beautiful sunny day today with some streaky cloud painting the sky, and get ready for a hot one tomorrow. But not so warm this morning. 0 degrees first thing at Westmere in the west, plus Omeo and Yarram in the east. Today 35 degrees at Mildura and also at Walpea. So it was generally warmer today, but still in the high teens along the coast because of sea breezes. They had an effect around Melbourne too. It was 25.1 in the city at 3:22, but it got up to 27 or 28 degrees away from the bay, and pretty chilly this morning as well. Adelaide made it to 35 degrees today, and it was 40 over parts of South Australia, but in Hobart they could only manage 16 degrees. A lot of heat has been building under clear skies inland, and tomorrow it's going to be dragged down by mostly light north winds ahead of this pressure trough. That trough is moving more quickly now, so a cool change will hit southwestern Victoria in the afternoon and then cross all but the northeast of the state tomorrow night into Friday morning. And it'll be a mostly dry change now. On Friday, only a shower or two, and dry most of Saturday. But let's fast forward late Saturday into Sunday, showers tending to rain, especially across northern and eastern Victoria, with 10 to 15 millimetres possible. Tomorrow, Perth, Adelaide, Hobart, Sydney and Brisbane will all be partly cloudy, and a mostly sunny day coming up for Canberra. back home, nudging 40 degrees tomorrow in the Mallee and not far off it through the Wimmera, into the 30s elsewhere. But that cool change will make it into the southwest during the afternoon with a shower or two. The change will cross the rest of the state tomorrow night or Friday morning, light to moderate north winds. A variable wind on the bay is at 10 knots, becoming southerly at 15 to 20 knots tomorrow evening. Melbourne Pollen's expecting moderate levels tomorrow. Well, not as cold around Melbourne tonight, 13 degrees the city low, and fine tomorrow with some high cloud around. A light north wind will push temperatures to 34 degrees before milder southerly winds develop during the evening. Friday's going to be cloudy with a 20% chance of a morning shower and 24. Partly cloudy on Saturday with a southerly breeze. No mention of rain now, 19 degrees. Sunday is now looking like our wettest day with 4 to 15 millimetres of rain possible. It will ease to showers later in the day, a fresh westerly wind and 20 degrees. Monday a shower or 20. Fine on Tuesday, 24 degrees. And next Wednesday, Ian, some late showers and a high of 26.
Thank you, Paul. Finally tonight, a historic and much-loved pub in the New South Wales Riverina has gone up in smoke. The Conago Hotel was built in the 1800s and was crammed with decades of town memorabilia. Now that's all been lost after fire destroyed the building overnight.
We threw everything at it we had, but it was just, being an old building, it was just too far gone.
Everything I owned was inside the pub, and I just had to sit there and watch it burn. There's nothing else you could do.
The pub has long been a hub for the local community and motoring enthusiasts. They're planning a fundraiser later this month to help rebuild the popular pub. And that's it for this evening's bulletin. Coming up 7:30 with Lee Sales. That's next.